think we lost the feed for a minute, but you were talking about connective tissue and how like your connective tissue pays the bill, right? And like you said, you pull a T-shirt, right? And if you keep pulling it many times,
if you keep pulling it, it will become deformated
permanently. Yeah,
but
like the
for one time it's okay. 2 times it's okay, and also depending on the quality of the T-shirt.
yeah,
Depending on the strength,
Right.
how much you pull.
right,
But in the future can be deformated because of this pull.
right,
And the connective tissue is the same. You on your genetics, depends on your genetics, your gender, age, and the activity that you've
lifestyle,
done
yeah.
on your life. And if you have done many sport activities with an increase of the internal pressure, high increase on the internal pressure, and many times, frequently, then you can have more problems, of course. So you have to work against that.
yeah,
You have
yeah.
to prevent that.
The understanding of it, right?
Yeah.
So you can prevent that, like what's
Prevent.
happening,
And even if you have it, you can fix it.
right?
I've seen girls with a prolapse of second degree, which is when the organs start to go out of the vagina. And I've seen these girls recover from this prolapse just with exercises, not with surgery or
Yeah,
other techniques, therapy techniques. Of course, depending on what they need, of
Right,
course.
right, right.
But these are specific examples. But I've seen them. And their gynecologists,
gynecologist, yeah,
gynecologists, they said, wow, how you did that, you know? And it's with the correct activity that you do
yeah,
with your body.
yeah. Like you said, we're saying like young women, they're lifting heavy weights sometimes, and they're peeing themselves, right?
Lifting heavy weights, or also doing artistics, or
Yeah.
doing
It's common, yeah.
including swimming as well.
Wow.
Swimmers. I can't remember. I believe it was 75 or 80% of the swimmers on a sports team.
Really?
Yes, they had urinary incontinence. So on a study that they did. So it's well. So depend on the, of course, on the sport, but depend on the how you manage that internal pressure.
Yeah, yeah. I had mentioned a little bit about how just when I did that human dissection, and it's just remarkable how the body's designed. Like when I did the hypopressive with you, the apnea, and just how the body's designed, right, with a diaphragm. It holds like all the organs, and it creates that pressure with if you breathe in or if you breathe out, right, and you hold the breath, right, the apnea. And just when you took out all the organs, like, man, who did this? Who designed this? And you're joking.
Amazing.
Yeah, like it's crazy how we're perfectly designed.
Yes, should be something or somebody that did that.
Yeah.
We said
AI.
AI, artificial
Man.
intelligence. But yes, and with hypopressive, for example, we've seen that if you activate, for example, if you activate your flexors on your fingers, then your diaphragm gets more tight. For example, on the same position. And
When you activate your fingers, when you open up your hands.
No, when you close your
hands.
Close your hands, your flexors on the
Right,
fingers.
right.
And for example, if you activate your quads, you get less tight, the diaphragm, so more relaxed on the same position. So that's how we manage the internal pressure, and how we can work with an unconscious manner the internal pressure, how to manage
Consciously,
that.
right?
Unconsciously, well, you put your conscious
to do the unconscious training,
Yes, because you put your conscience, for example, on
deeper
on the
understanding,
quads.
deeper understanding. Like you're like, oh, if I flex my hand, this is gonna get tighter in my.
Yes,
and
but you
the whole
don't feel
body.
that. You cannot feel the diaphragm more tight, but we can measure that as well with pressure measurements inside the body, etc. And we can see that if you touch your abdominal wall, because if the abdominal wall gets tight, it's because and goes inside, so the internal pressure is decreasing, and it gets tight. So it's the way we can see that, and just putting your mind on your quads, not on your diaphragm, for example, or on your glutes or on other muscles that we have found. We call them hypopressive muscles, which if you activate them, the diaphragm gets less tight, so gets relaxed, and the hyperpressive muscles, in which if you activate them, the diaphragm goes more tension on the diaphragm.
I remember when I was, you did some tests like back in the day, and then I was doing Tacfit, and you're like, man, your Tacfit, your tonus has improved from like just doing Tacfit, and then we did a little like short film this morning, and you were talking about how it was like a great like first level of training for you when you had your lower back issues, and Hypopressive really helped you, and then you found Tacfit, and then it kind of completed everything for you.
Yes, because when I had my back issues, my back injury, L5S1, and I have two other hernias, but small hernias, but this one was the big one, and the one that didn't allow me to move. So I was sitting for 5 days, no sleeping, no standing. Just to pee and to poo was so difficult and so painful. And the doctor said that this wasn't an discal hernia. And until I did the resonance, RM,
like ultrasound,
MRI. Yes, and then they saw it was an hernia. So and I started to recover myself. This, I mean, first step and second step in a training, not therapy. Okay, so therapy first, because you have to decrease the inflammation.
Right.
You have to, of course, work on the stability. You have to fix different things. But as soon as you can start training, then the first step is improve your posture and improve your the stability of your body on this unconscious manner.
Right.
The second step is to improve the movement, how you move, and you have patterns of movement, but these patterns needs to be with pressure, with loads, with repetitions, with speed, etc. And that helped me a lot to understand that Tacfit and how to be more stable, how to be more mobile, how to implement these breathing techniques, these recovery techniques, and to manage the stress as well on a complete form, on a complete picture. And then, of course, you can add other trainings, and you can add strength training, you can add sports training, but you have to keep the basics. You have to keep the pillars of your body, of the structure. If, for example, I've seen different people very good in sports, that they were lacking on this stability, on these first steps, and then they got injuries or they got problems. So they have to fix that before. So you have to, training is not just, training for a specific sport is not just training on improving your physical conditioning or your techniques or your tactics. It's also trying to balance the training and trying to fix these possible problems that you have or you can have in the future.
Yeah, going deeper on the understanding of things, right? That educating is part, I feel like, is part of the training, right? The knowing whys behind things.
Yes, because these people will get older and will have problems in the future.
Yeah, but even young guys, right? They can improve their performance.
Yes.
Recover more.
Improve.
Yeah. So I say these things, even though sometimes they don't want to hear it, but when they're ready, it's there, right? It's there for them.
And the good coach is the one that is not just knows the techniques and knows the methods to train their sports or their athletes. It's also the one that understands what the athlete need. And sometimes one athlete at the same age needs different things than another one. So you have to have this clinic eye. I call it clinic eye, which is understanding what the people need, what do they lack on, and they have to improve. Not just because it's easy to improve strength. It's easy to fix an abdominal problem. It's easy, but the thing is why you have this problem, and then once you understand why, then it's easy to fix that.
That's it, right? Like you go to the doctor and they diagnose you a lot of times. You have this. Okay, thank you. Well, what do I do about it?
Yeah.
How about why do you have these things? Going deeper, and then solution, right? Like drugs or some kind of maybe surgery, right?
So what's the real problem? What's the cause of that? Not the effect. And another story that I always repeat is Dr. House. Dr. House. Do you remember
House?
House, Dr. House, the sessions,
TV movie?
TV movie. Well, it's the season. The
Dr. Hauser? No.
No, Dr. House. House is
Okay.
the name is House.
Okay.
Yeah, do you remember that?
I don't know who it is. Who? It's a TV show?
Yes, the one TV show. It's the TV show, right?
Yeah, he knows everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Dr. House?
Yeah,
Okay.
He's a very amazing doctor, but
Cool.
It's very difficult, very hard, very stupid sometimes,
Yeah.
very stupid in human relations,
Uh-huh,
etc. But the chapter, it's always one person. It's going into the hospital, and
Yeah.
no one knows what happens with him, but he has a problem, or he or she
Yeah.
has a problem, and then the complete chapter is discovering what's the problem, not discovering the solution for the problem. It's discovering what's the problem. Once you have the problem known, you know what's the
Yeah.
problem. Then Dr. House disappears, and then the minions, the minions.
Yeah.
The minions do their job, right? They say, okay, this is the problem. This is, for example, lupus. No, it's lupus. Always lupus on the chapters. This is lupus. Okay, you know the tools to fix that, because it's the difficult thing is not how to implement systems or methods. The difficult thing is when you need to be implemented, when you need to implement that on that body, on that person,
Yeah.
because you know the problem.
Yeah. 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 I just saw it, like you go to the doctor, right? It's like the problem, and then even like Scott tells me sometimes, like, even knowing, having an understanding of what's happening in the body. That's why it's important to know the whys, right? With things, it releases hormones and allows you to connect and to feel better or reduce inflammation. Just even knowing what's happening right in the body. Yeah.
And for example, many soccer players, they have knee problems,
Right.
and because they have a lack of flexibility on the hamstrings, and usually that's not the problem. The problem is a lack of strength on the hamstrings instead of flexibility. So when you don't have strength, your muscles get tight, and because to protect themselves, and that's when you can have an injury if you run fast or whatever.
Yeah.
So understanding what you need, because strengthening the hamstrings is very easy. You go to the machine and you strengthen your hamstrings. But when you need to strengthen your hamstrings, because maybe it's not a problem on the hamstrings, it's a problem on your quads, it's a problem on your glutes, could be a problem on your sartorius or whatever. So not knowing how to strengthen
yeah.
a muscle you're not good knowing that. You're good knowing what you need to strengthen. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was I going to say about, you, for example, when you had your injury and you couldn't sleep for 5 days, like you chose to go to do the work find a solution. I mean, you could have gone to some doctor. I'm sure many doctors were say, we can do surgery on you. We can do this, give you, I'm sure you had to do some pain pills, but surgery. Why did you choose like the hard work way? Why did you choose that? Thinking back.
For my back.
Yeah. Why did you choose like figuring out a solution like a natural way? Why didn't you get surgery?
Because, first, I don't trust on surgery. Unless, sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
But if you can avoid that, it's better. And second, because I started with different physiotherapists and osteopaths and chiropractors and doctors and traumas. And I started to improve, but there was like a limit, like a roof, so I couldn't go over that roof. And I was like, I was feeling like unstable, weak, and a lack of in mobility.
Yeah.
And with pain in specific movements. I could move, but not on the way I was moving.
Why did you choose? Yeah, go ahead and finish. Sorry.
So that's why I decided to look for other solutions and for other ways of improvement. And I met Marcel Coffrier then, and he was the guy that showed me a different way of understanding stability, understanding the problems that I had on my back. And that's why I started to work with hypopressives. First degree of my first step on my recovery. Well, second step, because first one is therapy, but second step on my recovery, but the first one on my physical training.
Yeah.
And I see many people now. I have many clients now that they come to me because they have pain on their back or on their different joints, depending, but usually on their hips as well. And they come to me recommended by their osteopath or their physiotherapist. And because they're lacking on training, they're lacking on strength. And once your system understands that you're not strong enough and you're weak, then it provokes you pain and provokes you a lack on mobility and movement control and strength. It's like a flu. If you get flu now, you will go home and you will feel pain because your muscles and your joints, you feel pain on your body. You lose your strength because you feel weak, and you don't want to move because the body, your system doesn't want you to move. That's why. But you don't have any problem on your muscles, and you don't have any problem on your on the strength of these muscles.
Yeah.
But your system wants you to recover and to give all the energy to recover and to fight against this.
That's
flu.
why it's shutting everything down so it can give all the energy to
Yes.
getting your immune system up and recovering.
Yes. And that's when you're under a threat,
Yeah.
then your system wants to prevent itself from being damaged.
Right.
And that's why you lose. You have pain and you lose your ability to move. You lose if you feel pain on a muscle, or you feel one muscle is not good connected, it's not well connected, then you lose mobility on that muscle. You lose range of motion.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes you just start to strengthen one muscle and then you recover that range of motion.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. Like the education I've gotten with Tacfit and you, and it's been like just my basic understanding of myself and me helping others as well. You know, it's like a ripple effect, right? You do one person, and then all those around those people, they can help if they understand it deep enough, right?
Hmm.
From stress, from like injuries, like you're talking about ranges of motion, like what's happening actually, right?
Well, that our body is very complex, but sometimes it's more simple than what we thought,
Yeah,
what we think.
yeah,
And with simple things that you do and you apply to your body, you can improve a lot. But of course, in specific
yeah.
problems and injuries, you need more specific
For sure,
solutions.
for sure, for sure. But there are a lot of yeah, but just I respect that you found a solution. You kept trying. Like you went to everywhere, anybody that you could find, you know, to try to do it naturally, like the without surgery way.
Yes, if you ask me on that time, how much would you pay to fix your problem? I would tell you all my money. Everything that I have now, I can pay to fix that problem
Yeah,
because e- every morning with pain on your back, every movement with pain and with problems and not being able to touch your toes, for example,
yeah.
it's difficult. It's difficult.
You know, you chose your in the beginning. We talked about your parents and them being, you know, like physicist, I say physicist, I guess, you know, like nuclear, like really
My
smart.
mother, yes,
Your
my
mom,
mother.
yeah, yeah, and just that you chose to go into like athletics and sports, right? This field,
Me, because
yeah,
I started on my engineering
right.
and I spent there 5 years. And when I was in 5 years, I did 2.5 levels. Yes, levels, courses.
Semesters,
No, well,
oh,
years, years,
years. Okay,
years,
sure.
2.5 years. And then I decided to quit because I found that my what I was what I like is sports movement and physical education, fitness, and helping others, not just being on a desk and designing things.
Hmm.
No, it's not my job. I really I really love to be involved in helping others. I always say that I'm a helper instead of a businessman, for example. So like you, I believe like you, and that's why sometimes we don't have success on our business.
Yeah, what one of the reasons we're meeting, right, is to brainstorm about TACFit and how to improve and these
Yeah,
things,
going
objective analysis.
going out of the box and
Yeah, yeah,
having a more big picture of the system and of
yeah,
the future of Tacfit.
yeah, yeah. How we can improve because we want it to spread. We want people to. Why doesn't everybody know about TACFit, right?
Yeah, spread the system, 1 billion people. That's the goal. And spread the system into these people is difficult. It's not just, okay, let's go and let's do it. No, you need a systematic growth. And that's what it needs. Sometimes going out of the actual situation and design what you would like to be. It's like a kid, no? I want. What do you want to be in your life?
Hmm.
I want to be a doctor. Okay, what you need to be a doctor? Okay, what are the specific steps that you
Right,
will have to do
right.
in your life to be a good doctor and to help people? And now, where are you now? And what do you need now to be able to do that career? And this is like the parents. I'm your parent right now for this project
Hmm.
because what do you want to be in the future? First step, second step, how we can get there. A third step, how we can afford that because we will need investment
Hmm.
and how we can get the money to be able to invest on this project. And when you're a kid, the parents gives you the money or need to understand how to get the money
Yeah, yeah,
to invest on their
Yeah.
sons.
yeah. I was gonna say like your classes, right, in Barcelona and your gym. Yeah, it's beautiful to see like the timer, the sound, the tools, the technique. It's really special. You go anywhere like in the world, we're doing speaking the same language, doing the same thing. Your brother, right? Your brother trains. He's been training with you since you pretty much have started.
2013.
Since
Yeah,
you started teaching Tacfit
11
in your
years.
gym.
11 years training with me. And he was an Olympic in swimming.
Hmm.
And
Olympian, huh?
yes, Olympian. And he's training Tacfit with me.
For 12 years, is it? 12 since
2013, 11
13
years.
years. So, yeah, 11 years. Yeah, yeah.
11
So,
years.
yeah. Why do you ever talk to him and think some of the things that he's improved his life with the training and
With Tacfit,
Yeah.
well, with Tacfit, because he started with some hypopressives, but not many trainings, many times. But now he's able to move without problems on his back as well, lower back. And I believe, on the last 5 years or 6 years, he has not having any problem on his back. So, and this is because Tacfit and strength training, and so important strength training in our lives, and of course Tacfit, but he's overweight, he's bigger than me, and but he's overweight now, 120 kilograms, which is 20% more than me, for example. But he has no problems on his back, which is the most important thing.
Yeah. 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 I was telling the story of how every day until I started doing Tacfit. When I met Scott, he helped me for one of my fights, right? For one of my UFC fights, but wasn't wasn't until later that I actually started really when I went to the certification finally in Bellingham with the NLP, the Brazilian
Alan Santos, yeah.
Santos. But yeah, I was taking ibuprofen probably for like 15 years every day just to deal with the pain, just to be able to go through with my day and the training and everything. And I'm proud of this actually. Ever since I started doing Tacfit, I did that first Tacfit cert. I stopped taking ibuprofen.
That's the best gift we can have when we are trainers. Not just when we are clients or athletes, but when we are trainers, it's the best gift.
And if I have any kind of issue or pain or whatever, I know what to do. Like I do some interflow. I have enough tools in my toolbox to be able to deal with it.
Yeah. It's like my clients, when they have back problems, I told them, okay, if you, for example, run for 1 hour, 1 hour and 30 minutes, and the next day you have a little bit of back pain or
Right.
uncomfort, and you feel that, oh my God, I will have pain on my back, and no worries. Do these exercises, activation exercises, not stretching, not just activation exercises. And then once you have these exercises activated, then go for the range of motion, but on an active movement, not passive movement. And that's very important. So know what to do when you feel you can have a problem is very important for the people. So it's not just training, it's also education
Yeah.
for them.
And all the people around me, like my wife, like her, and she helps because I've shown her stuff, and she does Tacfit. She's able to help all her family. I mean, of course, all the students here. Like I used to, oh, my lower back hurts. Oh, sorry, I would say before. Oh, my shoulder hurts. The doctor said I have to get shoulder surgery, and before I would say, oh, sorry, but now I'm like, let me see. Oh, it looks like your lats are very tight. Stretch, do these stretches, do it every day this week, and let me know how you feel at the end of the week. Oh, my shoulders don't hurt anymore. Oh, I never had to he never got shoulder surgery, right? But a simple thing like that of understanding, going deeper, right? So investing in education. Like, for example, this isn't going to air before, but we're here, we're going to brainstorm on how to improve, to grow on Tacfit, but you're going to be doing a workshop for instructors only on Friday, certified instructors only, and then a Tacfit for BJJ, just connecting those worlds, right? Just since we're together and you're doing both now too, but also just from my experience, right, to share these things. But going deeper, that's why it's important for you to invest and go deeper into this type of knowledge, right? And Tacfit is like, man, it never ends, right? The knowledge, the learning.
Yes, because you have the option of surgery is always there. So try other things before. Try other things, and maybe you will find a better solution for for your shoulders. Because if you go into your body and
Right.
if you open your body and you go into your body, then it's a threat for it. And,
Right,
it's
and
a big
permanent,
threat.
permanent,
And
right?
permanent.
Yeah,
And you never know what will come because of that
Right,
surgery.
right.
After that,
right.
it's like me. I had surgery on my ankles when I was a kid
Yeah,
because I couldn't run because one problem of my calcaneus, etc. And it it fixed my problem, so I could run after that. But now I have less mobility on my ankles than other people, and it's because of that, probably.
yeah, 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 yeah. But it's like for I guess first, well, sometimes it's not a choice if your bone is sticking out of your body.
Of course.
You have to go get surgery, go see a doctor. But overall, like, it's a choice first, right?
Of course, and cancer, for example, and all these things, of course. And so I also broke my meniscus, and I had surgery. Why? Because I needed. Because I could
Ask
not
questions, right? And also,
extend
like,
and
and
bend.
go to the right person and ask questions like, what am I doing? Not just say okay,
Yes,
but go deeper into like, what am I actually doing? Okay, that's actually that's something that I think is going to be good for me.
totally.
Yeah.
But my suggestion for the people with, for example, discal hernia is don't go for surgery. But for example, people with an abdominal hernia here on the abdominal wall, then you need surgery because otherwise it will become worse.
And grow to
And
get bigger.
hypopressives doesn't help, doesn't fix that. Hypopressives help on
The tonus and
yes,
strengthening the
the internal
walls.
pressure, etc. But not you cannot
There's a hole.
recover the connective
Regrow.
tissue broke. So but you need surgery.
Yeah.
But on other things, for example, discal hernia, not. You don't need many times. You don't need. I'm not saying that you need.
Right. Let's talk a little bit, but we're gonna talk about it's all connected, right? It's all connected, and I love like going deeper and speaking about these things. Actually, let's go one more thing on the abdominal cavity, just because you had told me something about why somebody has a belly. Like I remember doing the test, like it's because it's so tight, like underneath the rib cage. We test the stress kind of test, and if they have if it's really tight under the rib cage, if you put your fingers underneath. But why does the belly happen for men, And you were saying it's the fat, right, inside and the pressure. Could you explain that?
Well, the thing is, on the abdominal cavity is like a balloon, okay, like a house. Okay, on the roof you have the diaphragm. Then the walls are the abdominal walls and muscles on the back, etc. And then the floor is the pelvic floor. The one that increases the pressure is the diaphragm, which goes down, like the roof going down.
With your breathing.
Or when you're breathing, for example, when you breathe, inhale, then the diaphragm goes down to increase the volume of your rib cage, and then to get some air inside. Then, but this is pushing the organs down, and these organs are pushing the abdominal wall out. Okay, so if you want to decrease this pressure, you have to relax the diaphragm. But the internal pressure is very important for life because you need to increase the internal pressure to move and to be able to lift weights or to be more stable. You need this internal pressure. Otherwise, you will have many other problems.
Yeah.
Okay, but the problem is how you increase the internal pressure. If the diaphragm doesn't feel that there's a resistance or on your abdominal wall and your pelvic floor, then it increases even more the pressure. Why? Because this pressure needs to be increased to be stable. So, for example, you want to lift to do a deadlift with 100 kilos, and then you need to increase the pressure until a number. I invent a number of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the diaphragm presses down. If the abdominal walls start to deformate because of this internal pressure, then the internal pressure doesn't increase until 10. Then increases until 8, for example. Then the diaphragm pushes even more to increase until 10. What happens? The abdominal wall doesn't resist, and then the connective tissue is the one that is doing the movement. Yes. And it increases until 10, but then in the future will be decorated, etc. So if you know how to decrease the tension of the diaphragm and activate the abdominal walls, the abdominal muscles, then this internal pressure will increase until 10 faster. And that will be more healthy for your structure.
So like you're talking about the people, like men, I'm just talking about men, but it's for everybody, but like just the belly, why the belly kind of pops out because of the pressure, you lose the tonus in the belly because of the
belly pops out. You have 3 options. One is because you have a diastasis and the connective tissue it's totally degraded,
stretched out,
yes, or
loose.
even more if you have an hernia, abdominal hernia. So the connective tissue is broken and the intestines is going out. Are going out. The second thing is when your abdominal wall is loose as well, it's not activated. Then the diaphragm presses down, and then the organs are pressing out, and then the abdominal wall is going out. So your belly is going out as well. And the third thing is when you're fat, and you have this internal fat. Visceral fat,
yeah.
Yes, this is like increasing the content on your abdominal cavity. If you increase the content, for example, you put more organs or more weight on these organs, then
the
this
mass
will
increases,
push even more the abdominal wall, and this will also relax even more the abdominal wall. Why? Because you need space for these organs, or you need space for this fat. So being fat is a problem for the internal pressure. So one thing that we suggest to the people that have problems on their pelvic floor or urinary incontinences, etc., or abdominal problems, etc., first thing, lose fat, lose visceral fat, which is very difficult to lose, but you have to work on that. And that, for example, is very important to apply powerful movements and athletic movements, and heavy weights, and it's difficult because these people can have problems. So that's why you need
heart problems, heart attacks, different things.
Yes, but more than that, also with the belly and with the internal pressure. And that's why we need a very good plan, very good program, progressive program, and monitored, always monitored, because you need to know what's happening on your training.
Keeping track of everything. All right, let's go to Tacfit. Tacfit in the Clubbell. We talked a little bit about the Tacfit community and like what it means to you when we did our short film. You want to say a few words, like we're here today, right? Because of that.
Well, Tacfit community means everything in my training career now, because it's we can divide my training, my profession from Tacfit because I've learned so many things from Tacfit. The thing that I was amazed when I discovered Tacfit is that I was learning and studying different techniques and different ways of understanding movement and fascia and joints stability, training, stress, pain, etc. And I find out that Tacfit included all of these things in just one system, just one method, training method, which is amazing. Come on. So you can improve your health, but instead of going to the massage bed, for example, to activate your muscles, you can do it on your training. Instead of using a foam roller to work on your fascia, you can do it on your training. Instead of going to an NLP because you have problems on your movement patterns and your memories, etc., you can do it through your training. So it was amazing. And the way it was structured, easy, understandable. Of course, it's difficult to do well the exercises. And sometimes we lose ourselves because we want too much perfection on these exercises. But come on, just applying 2-3 things and applying the regressions, you can improve yourself, and you can improve your health and your physical conditioning. And that's why I really loved when I discovered Tacfit. I got in love with it. But the second thing is that all the trainers that I've been training with Tacfit, they apply Tacfit after they learn and after they understand the system. Even if they don't do Tacfit classes, just on one-to-one classes, on group classes, functional training classes, whatever they do, they apply Tacfit concepts. And that's also important. And the third thing that I told you is that this guy, Alan Santos, the NLP master, he's well-known worldwide.
Well-known, yeah.
And he told me, which is totally true, you through NLP, you can change behaviors, but through a session in which you conduct this person, etc. But through Tacfit, you can also change behaviors through movement and through training. And so 2 different ways to get the same goal and the same benefits. So it's also amazing. And it's 360 system because it involves breathing, it involves therapy, training, sports, it involves recovery, stress management, and you can apply to any part of your life. Any single situation in your life, you can apply Tacfit for sure. For example, I was saying that if you have to speak in front of 50 people or 100 people and you get nervous, okay, you have to just apply the Tacfit strategies, which are breathing, concentrate on your breathing, okay, do these exercises to concentrate and to release tension, okay, focus on the task. What's the task? This is the task, and focus on the steps that you will need to follow.
Focusing on each step, yeah.
Yeah. So be present on what you're doing, not on what's surrounding you. And once you master that, then you will be present on what's surrounding you. But first step, it's also a progression, also in this specific situation, for example.
Yeah. And the simple things like focusing on your technique, right? Your breathing, connecting with your movement, and just that awareness, right? Improvement of awareness. You apply it like in another way. You just said the same thing, but you apply that to everything.
Yeah.
Just the simple, and you build that habit by doing it.
Yes, and you have to do, for example, a project on your job. You will do the same. So reverse engineering, or what's the goal? Okay, reverse engineering, or what you need, what are the needs on this project, and then what you have to do.
Yeah, you took me to the Via Ferrata. in in Catalonia in the mountains there, and yeah, it was like I wasn't in the best
We
shape.
tried to kill you, but wasn't possible.
Thanks to Tacfit. We climb up. Can you want to explain how the Via Ferrata, how it is, what it is, for people that don't know?
Via Ferrata is I don't know the name. The name is in
Yeah,
English.
it's like
steel-
climbing. It's like there's like little
steel line, I
metal,
believe,
metal, like kind of
It's climbing, but you have different grabs.
grips, right? You can
Grips.
metal grips, like there's little inside
Metal
the rock,
grips.
and so you climb the rock, like rock climbing, but with that grip, and then you connect to each one so you don't fall. To your death.
Yes, you have a survival belt.
Right,
I
right,
don't know
right,
the
right.
name. Sorry.
But I remember when I went up with you and Pedro, like maybe 100 feet up or 200 feet up, my legs were shaking right off the bat, right? Because you're like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then once you start to go up, I was like, okay. It's like I just focused on my breath. I focused on my breath. Every time I clicked, every time I grabbed, I breathed out, right? And then little by little, right, we went up and up, and then there's no way down. You just have to keep going up. Yeah, and just keep focusing on my breath with the movement allowed me to finish that the crazy climb,
That crazy climb.
the winding stairs. I was like moving around. I was like, oh my god, like
The thing of the Via Ferratas is that in climbing you can climb a wall, and then if you are an amazing climber, then
Right.
the wall can be bigger, But on a Via Ferrata, you have different parts as well. So
Yeah.
you have some bridges,
Right.
steel bridges. You have specific walls in which, because it's easy.
Yeah.
Is easier than
then
climbing.
the rock climbing. Yeah,
But it's also more. I believe I believe it's more fun because
Yeah.
you can do different things. And monkey bars or monkey cables.
Yeah.
You can do different things.
No, it was amazing. Like
But it's for about 1 hour and a half or 2 hours. You are going up. In that case, we were about 2 hours and 30 minutes or 3 hours because it was with no water. So step by step, you remember.
and then we had to walk down, run down,
And then walk down for 1 hour and a half more.
I looked at both the guys, and both the guys are hurting. I was like, okay, all right, let's go.
Oh my God! It was
But
so
what saved
funny.
me was the Tacfit, man. Just connecting my breath with the movement. I was like, man, because of that, I was how many hours was it? It was like, 4 hours, 4.5 hours in the
hours,
sun, no water.
Yeah. And well, it was difficult. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good
Yeah.
because, and I saw you just going forward with your that look that I look right on competition. You were on competition the whole time.
Do it or die trying.
Boom, one step after another one, and yeah, it was funny. Now it's funny. It wasn't funny then.
I know it's like cutting weight or anything. Like once you drink the water, once you stop cutting weight, then it's all you forget about it.
Yeah,
Then it's funny. Then it's like, but it's just during the time, it's like it sucks.
exactly.
But I know once it's done, once we finish, like eventually we're gonna find some road, find something.
You have something to explain, a story to explain to the people.
But man, that was a cool experience. We did the canyoning too.
Caring, yeah.
But it's bonding too, right? Bonding and connecting, like suffering together, like whether it be a jiu-jitsu tournament or whether it be that, it's nice. It's a nice thing. Or going on a crazy trail run or whatever it is. Yeah.
And if you do it with friends, then it's healthy.
Yeah. It's like eating, going to Martinez and eating sweets, right? As long as you're with people, it's okay. You won't gain any
If
weight.
you're with friends, it's okay. It's healthy.
Let's finish off with the Clubbell. I want you to say a few words about the Clubbell, what it's done for you, and why you believe in it.
The Clubbell, I believe, is probably the best tool in training. Of course, it's the clubs are the more ancient tool, but the Clubbell is very clever, very smart, because you work on the 3 planes of motion, the 3 degrees of freedom as well of your body, of all the joints, and the way it's designed, in which you have the center of mass away from your grip, so you can develop an amazing strength on your arms and your hands, and that can help you because that strength it's integrated in the whole body. And also how Scott Sonnon said that the 7 key components of the Clubbell training and any single movement, any single training, the 7 key components, how you apply that to the Clubbell is, in my opinion, one of the most complete exercises or tools that you can have, because you can swing, you can do strength movements, you can do stability movements, but with not very high weights, not very heavy
Yeah,
weights.
you don't need to. Yeah.
You don't need to. And through repetitions as well, you can develop an amazing strength as well. An amazing applicable strength, which is different. When I'm doing jiu-jitsu, I'm comfortable with the grip. I trust on my grip. I can because
understand your grip,
because I
how you can grip.
Yes, I understand, and I can easily control the other person with this grip or with my arms, with my lats, etc. And that's important as well too, because everything comes with this kind of training.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really love Clubbell. It's I believe. Well, I think should be more known worldwide.
Yeah.
Which is difficult, but now it's becoming more popular in different countries, and it's not because of Tacfit people, because of the other people that are also trusting in this tool, which is great because to grow you need other people involved. But we will reach 1 billion people with Tacfit and Clubbells.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Our community, right? Like they deserve it, and yeah, it's done everything to my life and given me like a second chance with so many things and saved my life, and it's helped so many people around the world, right?
Yeah.
The world deserves to know about this, and again, going back to that question, like why doesn't everybody know about this? Like these basic things, right? That holistic system from Into Flow to Flow Fit to Clubbells and all the concepts behind all those things, right? That you can apply to CST, you can apply to everything.
We have a Clubbell class only for instructors on this Friday, and we'll use different weights with the Clubbells, so to apply different exercises and how to do more complete Clubbell training with different weights.
Great. Looking forward to it. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for your friendship.
Thank you for your friendship as well, because otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, but it's a special connection I have with you but just the community. That's really pushed me across. To keep improving, keep pushing, to keep improving myself, and always stay learning and humble and hungry. For example, I went to the Clubbell cert in Barcelona, and you were cleaning my clockwork squat, right? It's like a little thing. It was just a few minutes, but man, it's like, thank you. You're like, no, look at this, and it reminds me of like martial arts. Oh no, you need to do this a little bit better like that. Okay, thank you so much, right? So staying humble, staying hungry, but staying humble at the same time.
Always.
So
Being able to help.
yeah, I appreciate your heart. You always want to help people, and even your career choice and everything that you do.
But as I'm always saying, I want to be surrounded by people with the same heart that I have, and the same view of life and physical activity. And you're one of these persons. So, and I'm here. I'm still here because of you as well. So thank you for doing this for the system and for the humanity, not just the system.
Thank you, my friend. How can people find you?
Well, if they want to come to Barcelona, I'm there in my club, my academy, Ludus Barcelona. But also they can find me through Instagram, Nestor Serra Verdaguer, or Nestor Serra, and in which I'm trying to also share some content to help professionals and help people to move better and to be healthier.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.